you don't stop. All right, remember it takes what, how many days to create a Toyota in comparison to creating a Bentley, creating a Rolls Royce, you know, creating a Lamborghini.
Breathe me in deeply, put your love inside me. Put your love inside me. Put your love.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be going through some common mistakes that ladies in general make when they're starting off on their fitness journey. Some of the things I made, those errors, and some of the things I constantly hear from my clients, or even just people that I meet on the road or at the gym. So I made a nice little list of them. Yeah, so this is like my first sit down video where I kind of just want to bring you guys some value, because I kind of just want to know what it is that you find valuable from my channel. So I don't want it to be just like lifestyle vlogs. I want to make sure that I am not just entertaining you or empowering you, but I'm also educating you, and that is something that I'm quite keen on in terms of MussBeFit. Okay, let's get into it. Alright, so you know, I went on my journey and I went from over 200 pounds, so that's around 93, 94 kilos, to 135, I think it is. I think it was like 30 something kilos I lost in like 8 or 9 months. And that was basically my fitness journey in terms of when I just fell in love with fitness about 7 years ago. I really then started my journey about 6 years ago, and I kind of transformed my body, but yeah, I definitely transformed my body. I made some of these errors, and I just wanted to make sure that a lot of the ladies that watch this video, that you can find some value and that you don't make those errors, because in the fitness industry, like any other, you kind of just want to cut the learning curve for the people coming after you. All right, so one of the first things that got me quite frustrated on my journey, and I get a lot of them frustrated, is that we don't give it time. Like, we expect things to happen overnight. What I always tell clients is that, listen, you didn't gain the weight that you have on you currently in 2 months. You didn't gain it in 3 months. Like, that took you months and months, and most times years of bad practices, bad nutrition, or bad workout habits or lack thereof, you know. So be patient with yourself. Understand, the first thing that you can do is understand that it does take time, and it will take time, and then just accept that, and then afterwards your results will start to come. And as long as you understand that it is a process and it will take time, when it does take time, you're not stressed, you're not frustrated, and you don't beat yourself up on it, and most importantly, you don't stop. All right, remember, it takes what, how many days to create a Toyota in comparison to creating a Bentley, creating a Rolls Royce, you know, creating a Lamborghini. Those things take time, because all good things take time, and your body's a masterpiece. You will be consistently going through change and stress and all these other things, and therefore you just need to give yourself time. All right, so that's number uno. Number two, overeating healthy foods. Okay, a and I shouldn't even do healthy. Like, they are healthy. Like, there are foods such as bulgur wheat, couscous, plantain. You've got your fruit. You've got quinoa. You've got grilled chicken. Like, you've got all these foods, but they're healthy for you. They're good for you, but overeating is where it makes it bad for you. So too much of anything is good for nothing. That's something that my father always told me, and I found that a lot of people aren't conscious that although these things are good for you, we sometimes don't take into consideration that the calories in these things, they will add up. And when they add up, is it parallel to your goals? Is it aligning with your goals? So is it making you go over your calorie limit, or are you still in your calorie limit, still under your calorie limit? So you need to bear that in mind. There are so many healthy foods. Like, avocado is extremely healthy. It's great. It's tasty. Good fats. You know, nuts, almonds, your pistachios, your peanuts, your cashews. Like, these things are great for you and healthy fats, but too much of them will just increase your fat, you know. And unless you're like on a keto diet, which is something quite temporary, you're not really, that's not really going to be something that you want to practice, having too much fats in your diet. And then when it comes to fruit, we love fruit. We've been told as children from young, like, fruit is great for you. If your mom looks at you and you're eating fruit, she's clapping you. If your mom is looking at you and you're eating pizza or burger, she's like, no, no, no. But to be honest, too much fruit is not good for you either, because it will raise your insulin levels. It will cause you to store fat. And then depending on your genetics, who knows where your fat will store. Next is just branching off from foods, like portion control. Sometimes we don't eat until we're satisfied. We haven't satisfied that hunger. We end up eating until we're full, and sometimes overindulging, and that's not really a good feeling. And it's not good either, because then you're not just trying to finish the food that's on your plate, because sometimes that food might be a little bit too much for you. Then the calories are too much for you. You know, it's not by force that you finish the food on your plate. You can kind of store it until tomorrow, or store it until your next meal. So portion control is super, super important. And I've had some clients that I've had to kind of like say, you know what, let's try and use a smaller plate, and then you can fill that smaller plate, just to ensure that mentally they're knowing, like, okay, I have a full plate, but it's not a huge portion, and it's not too much for me. Okay, and it is recommended, and it makes sense that you just have a good balance of your food. So not just half chicken or half meat, whatever your protein may be, and then half rice. As a Caribbean person, like, we eat a lot of red meat. We may cook it differently, and we eat chicken and everything, and a lot of fish as well. But there needs to be balance. You can't just I know a lot of Africans as well, and jollof rice is just a plate of jollof rice. So we have to bear in mind that that is not practicing good balance. You need to, it's recommended that you have half of your plate, especially if you're going for fat loss, half of your plate with veggies. Fill it up with veggies and salad. You can have as much of that as you would like to. And then have a quarter of starchy carbs, especially on days when you are training. And then the other quarter can be your protein. And obviously vegans, you have your protein sources as well, so just bear that in mind. I'm not leaving you guys out. And lastly, when it comes to making sure that your portion sizes are not too much, it is recommended that you measure your food. So especially in the beginning of your journey, when you ain't used to this whole portion control business and knowing what 15 grams of chicken looks like, it'll be difficult to ever get it right just winging it, you know. So I do recommend investing in a little scale. You can get them from August, you can get them from Amazon. Investing in those cups, the measuring cups and the measuring spoons as well. Like, these things are just at your disposal when it comes to Amazon or even a pawn shop. And yeah, just use those things to help you practice good portion control. All right, and next we've got, yes, this is very common, okay? And I'm not looking down on anybody, because like a lot of women do it. Like, it's very, very common. And this is doing loads of cardio, like out the camera, loads of cardio, and not doing any weights. So like, you're going in opposite direction to what you should be doing. Okay, so a lot of women think, okay, lifting weights will make me look like a man, lifting weights will make me bulk up, lifting weights, like, first of all, we don't have enough testosterone in our bodies to look like a man. So unless you're taking steroids, or you know, you're not gonna look like a man. You may the only way you can get to that extreme level is either one, you're taking steroids, or it's a thing where you train 12 times a week. So you train twice a day, lifting heavy weights. Like, and the average woman is not gonna do that. So you have nothing to worry about. Okay, relax, love. All right, so you just want to make sure that when you're going to the gym, you're understanding that there needs to be a balance between cardio and weightlifting. And weightlifting is super important, because if you continue to do cardio all the time, you're reducing your fat, yes, but you're also reducing your muscle mass and your muscle tone. And as that happens, your body then gets weaker, and there's more strain on your joints, more strain on your muscle, on your bones. And the benefit of having or building lean muscle mass, it just works. So you'll be able to do a bit more cardio, or more efficiently you'll be able to do the cardio. So if you don't have any lean muscle mass, then you're basically just withering away, and you're not doing anything to your benefit. Learning about macros and calories, this is important. I'm not saying you need to like be so conscious about, oh, I need to count my calories, or I'm drinking milk, it's gonna be this much calories, or you know, stuff like that. But having a basic knowledge is super important, and it's beneficial to you. You know, just knowing what 200 calories looks like versus 400 calories. Because like with peanut butter, for example, peanut butter is something that's very dense in calories, and you can easily go overboard with portions of peanut butter. I know that. Okay, so yeah, just being mindful of those things is super important, and it will kind of aid your fat loss and prevent you from just storing fat, because what you don't use for energy, so the sugars and the carbs from whatever it is that you're eating, it's going to be stored as fat, right? So bear that in mind. Also, with macros, it's so important to know what it is that you need to consume to hit your goals. Like, if you're going to be leaning out, you want to make sure that you're in a caloric deficit, first of all. So that's when you're taking in less calories than you're burning. And then if you're trying to gain weight, you want to make sure you're in a caloric surplus. So that is the opposite. So you're taking in a bit more than you're earning. So and both situations kind of require different things, as they would. You know, you're doing two different things. So I would definitely say, by knowing what it is that you're eating, you can aid that process and you can speed up that process. You know what I'm saying? And in terms of your macros, it's important to kind of play around with them and find what works for you. For some people, they need a high fat diet. And when I say diet just literally means what you eat. And for some people, low carbs works for them, you know, because of whether it's insulin sensitivity or whatever. Like, it just, no two people are the exact same. So it's important to find out what works for you. Cool beans, chicken jeans. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, I'll just go over maybe two more. And one is heavy restriction. You guys will notice that I'm talking a lot about nutrition, because nutrition is like the key to smashing your goals. Yeah. So heavy restriction. Listen, when you're training or when you're trying to do anything, if you have too much pressure on you, it's gonna just have the opposite effect. To be honest with you. So in the case of food and cleaning up your diet, especially if you're brand new to healthy eating and nutrition, it's gonna throw you for a spinner. You know what I'm saying? Like, one, your mind will be so unsatisfied, and then you're gonna constantly, so you may eat clean, and then the weekend comes and you just freak out, and then you just binge eating everything, and you kind of don't want to do that, because you just undone everything that you just done. You know, so like, it's so important to avoid that. And also, when you're under heavy restrictions, you start to feel stressed, your cortisol levels are high, and you just like, and it just affects everything. And then it affects your insulin levels, then it affects like your fat storage, it increases your probability and your speed of storing fat, and it kind of will stress you out, because then you'll notice, listen, I'm not going in the right direction, I'm doing the total opposite to what I planned out to do, and then you may stop, not knowing that those little tweaks and those little reasons are why you're not seeing a fat loss. So I don't necessarily recommend putting yourself on a serious restriction. I let people enjoy what it is that they want to have, like in terms of my clients and me myself. I enjoy. Trust me, I enjoy. So I have a little bit of what I'm craving when I'm craving it. You need to satisfy your cravings, because you don't want to feel like this is a nightmare. This is something I don't want to do. I hate it. I hate fitness. I hate it so much. I hate it. No, you don't want to do that, right? You want to make sure that this is a lifestyle, that something that is there's longevity in it. Like, you can do this for life. Like, you can do this with your eyes closed and you're happy, you're satisfied, you know. Raise those endorphins. Be happy about it. So you want to make sure you're in that happy space, okay? Last but not least, and this is super important, plan. I know you got so much going on in life. We all do. Like, if you're trying to do anything great in life, you're gonna have a lot of shit going on. Okay, and whether it's work, your kids, your family, your husband, you know, health, whatever, we've got shit going on. But if you want to be great in anything, you need to plan, and you need to apply those principles to your fitness journey. Okay, so whether it is that you're planning your meals, meal prep is super important, and also planning your workout sessions when you go to the gym, so you're not just wasting time when you get to the gym. You're not just jumping from machine to machine to machine, and you don't know what it is that you're gonna do. You're confused, your stress levels are up, you know. Super important. Okay, because then your rest periods, if you take it 3 minutes, 5 minutes in between sets, 10 minutes in between sets, you're going to be at the gym for a long period of time, but you're not going to be burning your calories. You're not going to be getting the benefits of being at the gym, and then it's just going to end up being a absolute nightmare, because then you're going to realize 3 months, 6 months down the line, you don't have any results to show for the 5 days a week that you're going to the gym. Why? Because whilst you're at the gym, although you're there for like 2 hours, you're basically having 10-15 minute breaks in between. If your heart rate isn't high, you're not going to be burning calories. You're not going to be losing fat. You get where I'm going with this, okay? So plan your workouts, okay? And plan your meals. That is super duper important. Failure to plan is planning to fail. And if I can give you one secret tip to end off this whole video, it is to at least meal prep for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday and Tuesday, but prep your dinners. Prep your lunch and dinner, okay? Because if you come home from a long day and you're like, oh, I'm so tired, I've had the worst day, blah blah blah, you're not gonna be inclined to cook. Trust me. And it's gonna be so easy to just jump on your phone, click Just Eat, Uber Eats, whatever, and then you're ordering trash, you know, with a side of trash. So you want to avoid that even happening, and it's more likely that you can find a healthier breakfast than a healthier dinner, okay? And there are a lot of hidden calories in those dinners. So yeah, I hope you guys found some value from this. I really do. These are common mistakes made by women on their fitness journey. And I made some of these errors, and a lot of women that I know still make these errors. And I just want to kind of close that and kind of like help you to break that curve, you know. I kind of just want to avoid so many people making the mistakes. That's literally it. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section if it's something that's useful to you and you want to see more videos like this. If you've reached to the end of this video and you have not subscribed, I don't know what's up. Like, subscribe, join the family, let's interact with each other. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you think it was informative as well. And also, so you don't miss future videos, click the little bell after you subscribe, okay? Thank y'all. Now off to a client in gym. Peace.